Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video, we're going to be talking about Ravencoin, RVN. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go on down below, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, if you can tap the like button, I would really appreciate it. All right. Well, it's been a minute. Yeah, so been moving a house. Inflation has hit my small business, so I've been working on that quite a bit. I apologize for not making any videos during these last 3 weeks, I believe. My goodness. Wild times while I've been gone. Absolutely wild times. But I'm back, and I'm going to try and make some updates. I am going to change my format a little bit because I'm trying to work more on my business. And so I think that my Ravencoin is about to explode to $10,000 million. Those kind of headlines are going to be gone. And it's just going to be some basic headlines. Creating the thumbnails is what takes me quite a while. Coming up with the headlines and all that other stuff. So I'm going to cut out some of that fat and just make it real basic. Hopefully that's okay with all of you guys. But that's what's happening. So Ravencoin, let's just do a recap here. So, been in this symmetrical triangle for a very long time now. I am seeing some things that I'm not really thrilled about with Ravencoin. I was hoping that we back right in here, we would have held, let's zoom in. I'm on the weekly time frame, by the way. I was hoping that we would have held this area right here, but now it's turning into resistance. So I was hoping to kind of hold this area right in here, around the 027 area, but we broke through that. And I did say if we did fall below that, I believe in my last video, I said if we fell below that, check for the bottom of this blue line to be your support. And if you did, and you bought up right here, you're already sitting in a pretty decent profit here. Where we're at currently, 26%. That's not bad. So I noticed a couple things right before I left for my sabbatical, I guess. That I was pointing out the RSI on the weekly time frame and the trend directional down here. So I was pointing out that we had the red dot over here, and it looked like we might be forming it here. I was hoping to break above this 53, 54, maybe even up to the 55, 56 area. On the RSI, we did not. We got rejected just like we did over here. And just like we saw right here with a red dot and a red dot here, we had a move to the downside, which is what happened. So that's really unfortunate that that happened. Another thing that I'm noticing with this triangle that we're in right now, which is not making me feel great about the Ravencoin chart, price chart right now, not only are we reaching my price target breakout area right here, which I said was just kind of like a guess. This is exactly 70... Oh, what was it? 74% or 76% from the beginning of the triangle into here. This could be adjusted easily. This was just an estimate. We are reaching that. I'm on the weekly, so next week we will reach this area for breakout. Now, I mean, we're not there anywhere near there. We're actually lower than where we were previously when we thought we were going to get there when we were up here. But as you can see back in history, Ravencoin has had the candles to kind of break us up there in like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So maybe, I don't know, maybe next week's going to be pretty explosive. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. With all the non-regulation and all the craziness surrounding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in the US especially, pretty wild times. So, again, so the thing that's really bothering me about this triangle is this gap right here. If you follow my channel, I talk about gaps a lot in these patterns. And when you see a gap like this, that's when you know that the price is about to go a different direction. So like, for instance, right here, there was this large wick up here. That was telling me back here when the Ethereum merge was happening that there was potential for a fall, which is exactly what happened. And right now we've got this gap right here, which is something I'm not really too thrilled about. With the price action for Ravencoin, but that's okay. We still have plenty of time in this triangle to push up and break out, which is fine. But I wanted to do a couple things that I did notice. I want to take a Fibonacci from this top down to this bottom. And you can see that the resistance, so this would be basically the Fibonacci resistance levels as we're trying to push our way up. Usually when you do a fib from the bottom to the top, you're trying to figure out where you're going to get rejected on the way up just to get pushed back down. So let's see what's happening here. So on the weekly time frame, we did come up and we were getting rejected here at the 382. We had this little breakout with a very high wick, which was telling me a reversal was coming. Then the reversal came, we had the fall down, and we found support right at that 236. Broke down from the 236, fell down, and got major support. Everybody seems to be following this triangle right now because we've got this large wick right here as it came down to the triangle, actually just above it, which is telling me people are buying this triangle down at the bottom. And so you had this major wick right here, pushed us back up, and we finally reclaimed the 236 fib here. And we have held it now, in my opinion, as support. And we are trying to push up again. Now, we've got this red line that I've placed here, which is resistance right here. Previous support, broke through it, resistance. Tried to get through, and now we are, again, attempting to get through. Some good signs here, though, is the trend directional down here looks like if we can pull a lower wave down here and form something like this right here, and then the wave structure would look something like this, and you get that dot right there. That is exactly what we want to see for a breakout move to the upside on the weekly time frame. Now we got this green dot down here, which gave us this nice move to the upside here, but forming this double bottom here is actually a pretty good sign. Again, I'm still concerned about this gap right here, but we do have plenty of room in this triangle to continue on. So this double bottom pattern is forming right now. And one way that another way we can look at this is, I'll leave that there. Let me get rid of the fib going from top to bottom. Let's take a fib from bottom to top. And so a fib from bottom to top here is pointing out that we are holding this 618. So we came down through the 618, the wick came down into the 786 here. Found some support there, people buying, pushed it all the way back up on that weekly candle, did not close the candle below the 618. Had an attempted move up, another attempted move up, came back down with a wick and touched the 618 again. And I mean, if I'm going to be honest here, I do believe that there is a strong chance and actually let's find out. So if we're on the weekly time frame, we're holding the 618. Let's go to the daily time frame. And if we've got a green dot coming in, which we do, let me get rid of these now. Then I'm going to say that I think that there's a strong chance that this 618 is going to hold. And then if we're on the daily time frame, let's take another from this bottom to this top. Let's get rid of the larger fib. And as you can see, even on the smaller fib here on the lower time frame on the daily, we came down, held the 618. We've got the double green dot here, and we've got the lower waveform. So that's forming right there. And so this is telling me that there's a chance that we do continue on to the upside on the waveform. We are fighting against this 50 line on the RSI here, just trying to break through, and it looks like it wants to break through. Again, if you look back here, last time we had this waveform where we had a lower wave right here, that's when we had the big move to the upside over here. So, but you got to look out for the divergence here as well. Excuse me. So if you look on this one, we had the lower low here, but on the RSI, is that a divergence there? Ooh, it's so close. It is not a divergence, but it's very close. But this is a divergence here. So we've got that right there to that right there. So you've got the lower low right here. And then, so watch out for these divergence moves here. So then you got the higher low right here. And if you were paying attention to this divergence, looking for these green dots to get a lower wave, and we were right at support right here as well. There was a fake out to the downside of this triangle here, and then a move to the upside. But I don't know that it's going to happen exactly like that here. We don't have a divergence forming right now, but we do have the two green dots here, the lower wave fighting against the 50, hitting the 618, finding support. And again, let's go down to the 12-hour. And as you can see on the 12-hour, looks like we are trying to break above the zero line on the trend directional, and we are right at that 50 line here on the RSI. The one thing that is a little bit concerning is the volume. The volume is extremely low. Normally, when you're going to see a big breakout move, the volume will be high from a previous breakout, which would have been this one, and it would have been tapering off down. And it's kind of just like steadily, I mean, there's no taper. It's more of just like a level, you know, right here, steady volume right here. And so what we're wanting to see with the volume is we're wanting to see, boy, the volume's been just so weak. Maybe right back in here, we want to see the volume coming up like this, so you can see the sort of a taper here going on to the upside with the volume. You've got little, it's going kind of sideways, and you get a big pump sideways, and then slowly growing, big pump. But I'd like to see it actually more of a taper than that. That's just kind of a few pumps here and there. You can see that probably back in history. Yeah, you can kind of see, yeah, these big pumps, but the volume is so much higher back here. As you can see, these candles are a lot larger for volume. And then I guess there isn't really much of a taper for for Ravencoin. It's kind of just like a pump here, steady volume, pump, steady volume, pump. And so we'll just have to wait and see. Also, this is just a 12-hour time frame. But go down to the 4-hour really quick to see where we're at. We are holding that 618 on multiple time frames, so that's a good sign. Now let's go to the 4-hour and see if we're holding a 618 right here. And so you can see that we've got that higher low. It almost looks like we're forming a head and shoulders pattern here as well. Inverse head and shoulders, I should say. So you've got your shoulder, head, shoulder. The price target for this would be bringing us right back up to the price range up here. So you can see that brings us right back up to this price range here and previous support over here, just in this area. Price range, it's never just a solid single line. It's usually an area. And so breaking above this would get us, I mean, that move we're looking at right there, you're looking at a good 11 to 12% move, which is pretty solid. Getting us closer to the top of this triangle pattern here. But let's see. Oh, and then the fib from this bottom to this top right here. You can see that we came down. We were in the golden zone. Kind of tried to come back down to, we didn't even touch the 618 on this one. We kind of tapped the golden zone here and got pushed right back up to the upside. Inverse head and shoulders, W pattern, whatever you want to call this. Looks like that as long as we can break above the line here, get the breakout move. I don't know. It's weekend price action, so you never know what's going to happen. I mean, volume is pretty low on the weekend. So we could see a nice push to the upside, but then get rejected up here and come back down and then retest this area as well over the so the weekend you go up, and when the weekend's over, you come back down to retest, and then you continue on to the upside. But that's pretty much all I've got. Oh, another good thing I see here is we did have some resistance going on right here. We kept hitting that resistance, hitting it, broke from the resistance, came back down, retested that resistance as support perfectly, and now we're continuing on our way to the upside. This looks like a pretty solid move right here. If you're trying to trade this move, I would be putting, I might be, if you want to be aggressive, you can buy in right now as we're hitting the resistance. You can put your stop loss below the 618 right here, or if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can put it below the head down here. But around the 0237 is the head, and then the 618 is the 0247 area. Yeah, looks pretty good for Ravencoin. Looks like there's going to be a move coming this weekend, hopefully. Go back out to the weekly. We're still in this triangle. I don't like to, push the goalpost, but this line here for my breakout could easily be pushed over a few weeks or so. That's pretty much all I got. Glad to be back. Hope you guys like this video. I'll see you next time.